was pretty good, but it's my turn now.
I have a confession to make. I enjoy some Tyler Perry films, even though they may not be critically acclaimed. For example, I find the Medea movies and Acrimony to be guilty pleasures. However, I recently watched the worst movie Tyler Perry has ever produced, Mea Culpa, starring Kelly Rowland. And trust me, that's saying a lot when I condemn the Why Did I Get Married movies. I initially planned to watch it with my wife, but she couldn't make it past the first act, meaning that she fell asleep. I had to watch it again for this review. The movie was released on February 23rd, 2024 on Netflix. The plot follows Mea Harper, a defense attorney who takes on the case of an artist accused of killing his girlfriend. As she dwells deeper into the case, things take the turn for the worse. And by that, I mean the plot of this movie. I highly doubt anyone will watch this movie after watching my review. We begin in the city of Chicago. We are joined by Mea Harper, a defense attorney at couples therapy with her husband, Cal.
Sat here and told me that I was the reason he had an affair.
I didn't have an affair.
You were just sitting there in a coffee shop holding her hand.
Look, I told you that Jenna is a childhood friend.
A childhood friend who you're close enough to hold hands with. Is that right?
Don't lawyer me, Mea.
And that's where he goes when I ask him the hard question.
No, I'm sorry. I'm not a witness on a stand. I'm your husband.
Does Jenna know that?
That night, they attend a birthday dinner for her mother-in-law's birthday. Now, we know right off the bat that her mother-in-law doesn't like her. Just take a look.
Arrived. Don't worry, son. Your second wife will be on time.
I commend Mea, because she could have easily bashed the shit out of that bitch's head. But there are two things holding her back: the respect for her husband and her mother-in-law's illness. But just because she has cancer or whatever the hell she has, doesn't give her the right to be an asshole. But more on this in a while. Mea's brother-in-law, Ray, another district attorney, is to prosecute Zaire Mowrey of murder. At dinner, a friend of Mea calls her to take on Zaire's case. How convenient. But she is intrigued due to the fact that her and Cal are up to their neck in bills.
Cal, I was looking at that file.
You can't represent him.
Pick one. Tell me which one you will pay, and then tell me what you're not going to let me do.
Mea, look.
The house note? The car note? Your mom's medical bills? Because, God forbid, she should have health insurance.
Think I'm not? If you hadn't gone to work so damn high and reeking of alcohol, we wouldn't be in this situation. It's a really good look for an anesthesiologist. Cal, addicted to his own shit. And now I'm here trying to hold it all together.
So yes, you heard right. This fool used to be a doctor, but was getting high on his own anesthesia.
That seems terribly irresponsible.
You know, that's that Caucasian side of him that would get high on anesthesia like that, along with licking frogs, snuffing paint, eating glue, etc. So with that being said, she takes the case. Mea goes to visit Zaire to discuss the case. He goes on to say that he's innocent, but that remains to be seen. Mea digs deep into details on giving Zaire a taste of what's to come in court, which irritates Zaire. But what would he expect if he wants good representation to prove his innocence? Mea has one rule.
Look at me. Look at me. You can never lie to me. You have to tell me everything.
Huh. This should be the clip of the year for 2024. Anyway, Mea's in-laws ambush Mea that disguises the family dinner. Ray is going to run for mayor, and Mea representing Zaire could hurt, but out of spite towards Ray, she does it anyway. Mea enlists Jimmy, her longtime friend and private investigator, to help out with the case. He finds out that Zaire's girlfriend was the one that ended the relationship and says that he was stalking her. Zaire, of course, denies it. Jimmy goes to Mexico and tells Mia there are no birth records of Zaire's girlfriend's name. More on Jimmy in a bit. Mia finds out that Zaire is a promiscuous man and slept with many women. Fucking freak. Anyway, after a long, boring, winded story, we find out that the women conveniently had the same opinions of Zaire once they broke up with him. Mia tries to draw the line in the professional relationship, but she tells her long-winded business anyway.
Married young to a man that I loved. It wasn't the fairy tale that I thought it would be. Her taking care of you is something that I can sort of relate to.
As Mia tries to leave, Zaire gets her to reveal more details about herself. We all know where this is going, right? So let's move on. That night, Mia and Cal have mediocre sex, and judging by the attitude when she goes to the bathroom, she either pees out his toxic sperm or finish herself off in the bathroom. Take your goddamn pick. Anyway, Mia draws the line again for Zaire to treat their relationship professionally. But Zaire drew his own line, and he had her meet her at his place anyway. Instead of treating this seriously, all he thinks about is how he's attracted to Mia.
Mr. Malloy, the sex murderer. Zaire Malloy, an arrogant murderer. Zaire Malloy killed his girlfriend so his paintings would go up in value. Malloy, the womanizer. Zaire Malloy, he makes women fall for him and then kills them. I could go on and on.
So you think I'm running game? That's what you think of me?
Doesn't matter what I think. It's what the jury thinks.
She's right, but he doesn't care. He goes out to a brothel and Mia joins him, but she got scared and goes home. She catches Cal playing online with the girl he said not to worry about. The man didn't even notice she was there. Half-breed some bitch. Mia goes back to Zaire's place again. However, he had already had a new sex piece over, which made Mia uncomfortable, naturally, and maybe jealous. She leaves out and gets a call from Jimmy, and he sends her a picture of Cal, seemingly having an affair. Mia goes back and starts to make out with Zaire. However, she briefly stops him. They both ride out on his motorcycle and then came back to his house. And they proceeded to have the most boring sex I had ever seen. Then these two fools had the nerve to use paint while they were having sex.
Nasty bitch. Stinking ass bitch.
Honestly, do you know how many UTIs and germs this woman could contract? And I don't give a damn if she took a bath the next day. It's already too damn late. She should go see a doctor immediately. Zaire made a painting of her and set it over the bed. Later that day, Mia's sister-in-law and Cal wait for her at her office. Hold on. Why does that girl look so familiar? Anyway, Mia finds out the reason Cal was at the hotel was because Cal's mother was feeling sick. Feeling bad, she removes herself as Zaire's attorney, leaving him high and dry. Jimmy apologizes on what he showed her, which I can now say that he is the worst private investigator I ever laid eyes on. Before Mia could put Zaire's case behind her, she goes to see his gallery owner. Quick side note, what the fuck is Mia wearing? Who's she supposed to be? Janet Jackson? The gallery owner has some information on who Zaire is.
Him. And as soon as things started going well for him, it was bye-bye, old broad. The world awaits. But that's not how a snake works. A snake is never violent when they're stalking their prey. It's only when they get right into striking distance that they can become very violent. And he was gone. He charmed me. I told him I was angry with my ex, And he sat me down in front of an easel and made me paint. He said, close your eyes and tell me what color you feel. So I said, blue. And he made me paint waves.
Mea goes to Zaire's place and finds out that her painting above Zaire's bed was just one of many, and finds the one with the ex-girlfriends with some very alarming words on top of the painting. Zaire reveals that he loves Mea, but she just scoffs and leaves out. Later that night, Cal's family had ambushed Mea again. Basically, they find out that she slept with Zaire. Cal takes it well. Mea runs to Mexico and finds out that Zaire took a plea deal that will one day make him eligible for parole. Then we get the Tyler Perry's convenience in this film. Mea runs into the girl that was presumably dead. Mea gets on the phone with Ray and he convinces her to come back to the house. Jimmy, the worst private investigator, gives us some information. Conveniently, Mea finds a red room that was in front of her and finds a very familiar picture of her sister-in-law, which is revealed that she slept with Zaire also. The information that Jimmy gave Mea is that her mother-in-law does not have cancer. Ray made everything up to secure his mayor candidacy.
You shouldn't talk. It makes you sound stupid.
What the fuck? If I'd raised you, I could have made you better. And not some weak, sniveling pussy starved for attention.
So anyway, Mea and her sister-in-law fight Ray and his mother. However, the sister-in-law was killed in the process. Mea ends up leaving. And let me add that Ray has kids, so she left them behind. Mea is found by Cal, but turns out he's in on it too. Mea plays mind games with Cal to cause an accident to get away from them. Mea revealed all evidence to every news outlet and had Zaire exonerated. Zaire thanks Mea on camera and texts her that he wants to see her, but she tosses her phone away. The movie ends with Mea in shame going into hiding. This movie was long, dull, and boring. All the characters were stupid except for Mea. Well, she was competent up until the second half. It took forever for the big revelation to happen. I felt that even when things were revealed of Cal and his family's transgressions, it was just happening too damn fast because the movie was running out of time. We got too many expositions and not enough action of the characters to this movie. And some traits about the characters don't live up to that character. Like Mea, for example. Jamie said that she always go with her gut. So when she saw the picture of Cal and his childhood friend, her gut just told her that he was cheating and her best option was to cheat back with her client. The plan of Cal and his families were so convoluted and it had too many holes in them. Their plan was to use their mother's fake cancer to sway voters for Ray's candidacy and also frame Zaire, all because Ray's wife slept with Zaire before Mea. The one thing they didn't count on was Mea. But if it wasn't Mea that found out their plan, it would have been Ray's opposition in the election. Like, y'all didn't think no one higher up than Mea would have found out? I really feel like they didn't think their plan all the way through. But that's how I see it. The only thing Zaire was guilty of is that he was a womanizing freak of nature that made the women bitter afterwards due to what he had done to them. I discovered that he did have a type, a woman in a bad relationship. Once the woman tells on how shitty their relationship was, he had already won. After that, it's circumstantial. One thing that Zaire didn't count on was that he was actually in love with Mea, but thankfully she didn't feel the same way. When he was exonerated, he wanted to be with Mea, but I felt he done ruined enough women's lives. Jimmy, like I said, is the worst private investigator ever. How do you send a picture to a client of their husband without context? Why didn't you ask the front desk on who Cal was in the room with? Why didn't you tell Mea when it was happening so that she could confront Cal? There are so many ways to get the actual truth other than pictures speculating infidelity. I feel like Tyler Perry is either giving us a poor depiction of a private investigator or he doesn't respect us as a competent audience. Mea was a top-notch no bullshit lawyer until the second half of the movie. She knew Zaire was no good, but yet the movie demanded that she got it on with him. Her marriage was already in the dumpster with Cal's substance abuse and alleged cheating. I figured that she was already falling for Zaire once he asked her to paint. But like I stated before, she was just one of many women with their vulnerability out there in the open for Zaire to exploit. And now look at her. Her career is in a dumpster, and now she has to go in hiding in shame for the rest of her life. I've seen this movie twice. The movie only had gotten stupider. I will never visit this movie again for as long as I live. I hope before you watch this movie, you find this review so I can save you all the trouble. This is a waste of bandwidth or gigabytes, however you say it. But this movie should be removed from Netflix immediately. Tyler Perry, you must be stopped for keep putting out shit like this. But like he said, he don't give a damn about critics like me, just as long as them checks clear. That's all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and I'll catch you all next time.